Hello, everybody! Anime Reflux. Acid. It was a joke I should have made last week. I completely forgot about it, and I had to make it now. Because, it bugged me for like the entire week. I'm not even joking. So, anyway, Watamote is the show we're doing this week.
Alright.
Hang on. We have the full title. Watashi ga motonai no wa do kan...
Just say it in English, no one knows the whole thing.
It's no matter how I look at it, it's your guys' fault.
Omaira ga warui. It's not my fault that I'm not popular.
Yeah. No matter how I look at it, it's your guys' fault that I'm not popular.
This show's pretty good.
This show made me sad.
Yeah,
I want to give her head pats because it will both piss her off and be comforting.
Honestly, she's my type.
the poor girl. She's
Even all the anger.
Yeah, sure. Why not? That can be fun. Oh. Fucking great. Yeah, so I made notes for this, so I have things to talk about for this. So, summary for the show. So we open with our main character, whose name we aren't given yet, as far as I'm aware.
yeah. Her name is Kuroki Tomoko.
Yeah. And she's sitting in front of a computer and deciding by herself that she is obviously super popular for a middle schooler because she's looking up what makes an unpopular person. Someone who can't get laid was one of the... I feel like she looked up Urban Dictionary, really, the definition of unpopular. Yeah.
Obviously, she's popular though because she talked to like a guy like 6 times in junior high.
Yeah, she's talked to she's had like 5 conversations with boys. Like one time, one of them wanted to share a textbook with her, so obviously he was just trying to get close to her. And like
30,
1 in 3 boys would pick up an eraser for her.
30%
of the time, it works every time.
I think it showed the actual number of 31 out of 106.
Yeah.
Dropped erasers have been picked up.
Which makes me think at some point she just started doing it on purpose. Cause...
Yeah, I think she did.
Yeah. Yeah, so she has decided she is super popular, and she is so prepared for her high school life that's upcoming, because she's been like a high schooler for 50 years or something.
With how many dating sims she's played set in high school.
Oh god, it's so adorable. Okay. So... yeah, she's kind of adorably pathetic, and I can relate to half of that. So, it's, really nice character. It's actually a good setup for a character. Anyway, so, yeah, she feels like she's super prepared for her high school life, and that she's going to be amazingly popular immediately. And time skip transition to the middle of May, so about a month into the school year for Japan. By the way,
June, I believe it was.
I think it said May. I'm sure it said May.
Yeah, it was May.
Yeah. And they do a really nice transition for the time jump with the calendar pages flying through, and it was a really nice touch. I liked it. Yeah, and it didn't work out like that.
Nope, nobody has talked to her the entirety of high school so far.
Yeah.
Boy, do I know how that feels. Oh.
Yeah.
Because when I was in high school, I moved to another high school, so yeah, I understand how that feels.
So she's lamenting her existence as just kind of a loner as far as high school is concerned. She's not entirely sure why, and decides it's everyone else's fault. At some point during this, we get the opening, and it's completely ill-fitting, because this is a comedy slice of life just sort of thing. But
it reminded me of The World from Death Note, the first Death Note opening. It was so dramatic. It was so
over dramatic.
Dark as well.
It was so ill-fitting, it came right back around and came back to fitting again.
If you look at it, if you were just watching the opening, you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, you'd think this would be a show about like an anarcho punk or something, but no.
And then you see the lyrics for this, and you know the end when she's breaking all those chains off her.
It's whining
like,
about I want to be popular.
Like she's breaking the chains, and each chain is like fall in love, be popular, and then you get the title is actually in the song as the last line.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I liked this show from that one transition with the calendar, and then I kind of fell in love with this show from that opening. It's pretty fucking great.
Yeah, and I remember I read the manga for this, and it's a very fun show because it's her trying to come out of her shell in a way, and also cope with the fact that she is an unpopular weirdo.
So she's watching her classmates all become friends and form social cliques, and she's like, oh, all these bitches. She goes full Adachi as like all these bitches and whores trying to get all friendly with boys and wearing the short skirts and shit. And
I'm plenty cute. I can be cute too.
Funnily enough, I was actually in the social clique with girls exactly like this. I am very familiar. By this, I mean the main character, to be clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Patient, you were going to say something?
No, I was just going to ask if you meant girls like the ones that she's looking at, or girls like her herself. And you answered that question.
Yeah, just herself, like the antisocial and kind of anti-everything crowd. Yeah, I was the.
They're going out for karaoke again. What? Do you do that all the time?
In fairness, that is a good question. There's a lot of karaoke visits in. That's probably a Japan thing, right? Not just in. I don't fucking know.
And she's just like, oh, I should be studying, and then when I get really good grades, everybody's going to be fawning all over me.
Maybe?
That seems like more sound logic than most of what she goes for in this show.
Yeah, there are much worse plans.
Yeah, I mean, Japan, that totally happens. It's reasonable.
I can't remember the full order of the events in this show because it's just...
Next, she's starting to go home, and she sees everyone going out for karaoke or whatever, and there's the teacher outside, and he's like, oh no, wait, classroom. The teacher's talking to a couple of the girls, and they're like, hey, remember to prepare for your exams, and they leave, and she's just all alone in the classroom after fantasizing about being popular for doing well in her exams. It's just kind of...
but wait, there's also the part where, as soon as the teacher leaves, hey, did you study for the exam? Not at all.
Yeah. And then she's just alone in the classroom and realizing, oh, right, I guess I'll go home then. This was the point where I started wanting to give her head pats and such. So anyway, she's just going home. Goes to the school gates, and the teacher's there, and he says, goodbye, be safe on your way home and such. And she's like, and runs away. She cannot physically talk to people anymore because she's been so antisocial for so long.
Yeah, it's like I've actually had that happen where you don't talk for a long enough while, and then somebody says something and you can't form words.
It's not that you don't. It's not that you can't form words. You forget to talk. It's like you haven't been talked to for so long. You don't expect it ever. So
Yeah,
Yeah, and your brain just shuts down for a couple of seconds.
like you forget that you can talk
Mm.
for a moment, and then you just kind of like, and then
Yeah.
you
Oh,
cry.
right, human interaction. That's a thing.
Situation, I don't remember.
What do I? Yeah, I guess that's just whatever you're saying. If you're lucky, you get a mumbling response. Yeah, that happens to me a lot. Anyway,
Relatable.
so, yeah. So she goes home, and she looks up how to be appealing.
Yeah, she could talk to her mom normally. By the way, that's
Yeah,
completely
she
fine,
can talk to her
but-
mom. And
Just
her mom
her
asks her
family.
whether she wants anything from the shop, and it's not really important. But yeah, it establishes that relationship's fine, more or less.
And that's nice. It's good to have a good relationship with your parents.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's
And
something.
she's like, I have to get back the conversational skills I had in middle school. As I played this
was
dating sim on my DS.
Yep.
That was the peak.
Well, it was a peak. Yeah, that was. Yeah. Need to get back my conversational skills. Pressing the correct option in a fucking dating sim, and then air quotes massaging the
Rubbing the touch screen.
Yeah.
Please, let's not dwell on that.
But we have to.
We really don't. She gets excited by it as well, apparently, to the point where she throws the goddamn machine for some reason. Okay, fair enough. Credit to the voice actor, he did a good job. He was very...
Enthusiastic.
Yeah, that's the word. Anyway. So... yeah, she looks up how to be cute. How to be more visually appealing, because she looks in the mirror and she's like, oh god, is that what I look like?
Yeah, she's like, I haven't looked in the mirror for so long, and I feel like puking.
Yeah. And then she does. Yeah. So she looks up how to be appealing and does her best to fill all of the different criteria for how to be more appealing.
Oh boy, that was a sight.
Yeah, at this point, her brother comes home and she greets him, and he's, yeah, okay, cool, whatever. Turns around and sees her, and it does a point by point of all of the things she's trying to do. It's a picture all put together. But, yeah, disheveled. I wrote all of them down because I felt I had to. Disheveled, like one sock up, one sock down, shirt untucked, halfway. Neat and tidy. I'm not sure where that came in, to be honest. Cute pose, like the cocked hip and everything. Duck face, which I feel like this shouldn't be a thing I have to say anymore, but duck face always looked stupid. It never looked good. It's baffling to me that that's still a thing that people say.
She's trying to follow the latest trends, and the latest trends for her are stupid.
Yeah, and glassy eyes, and an exposed forehead, which is wrinkled as hell probably because she's doing the duck face and scrunching her forehead. Yeah.
But
Also-
she does hit on one kind of thing, which is like, yeah, my eyes are kind of scary. I have these like
and
deep
they
bags
got
under
the
my
rings
eyes.
and stuff from
Yeah.
tiredness and social anxiety, so she puts on a pair of her dad's glasses, and it helps. Yeah. I mean, she's not exactly horrible looking in the first place because anime character, but yeah, the dark rings kind of hidden by the glasses. So there's a plus, I guess. But the whole picture, not so great. Yeah. So, I think we cut ahead a little bit, and she gets rid of all that crap and goes to talk to her little brother, whose name I don't think we ever got. Maybe. I think we might have at one point, but it's not important.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Hey, how's it going? We haven't talked in a while." He's like, "I don't care. Go away."
Get out of my room.
He responds like a sibling would respond in the situation.
Get out of my room. I was reading this anime porn.
Do you want to play Winning 11? Oh, by the way, there's a bunch of fucking references in this, by the way. Just a bunch. Like, she mentions Gantz and Parasite at one point.
Yeah.
Like, she just wishes that the world would end. And it does, like, the montage of her searching up how to be cute is in the Death Note super exaggerated style.
It's blatantly from Death Note. I thought that the people who, I mean, between the opening and that scene, I thought that the people who were behind this were also the ones behind Death Note, but Casey looked it up, and apparently that's not the case.
Yeah, this studio started a couple years after Death Note came out, I think. I think Death Note was like 2005, and they started in 2007, 2008, so, yeah. Still, just really good send-up. It's actually pretty good parody of it. Well, not that it doesn't really need to be a parody. It's just doing the same thing, and it's still looking equally as ridiculous. But it's a comedy show this time, so it makes sense. And yeah, she says, "Hey, back to the scene with the brother. Do you want to play some Winning 11? Because it's a video game that apparently we have the license rights to mention in the show." He's like,
I think it's just a reference to like Inazuka 11. It's like a soccer game or something.
I think Winning 11 is actually a soccer game.
I don't. Yeah, it might be. I don't know Japan's soccer games.
I'd look it up, but I don't actually care that much. And he's like, "No, go away."
She's like, "Yeah, well, I'm just gonna dig through your stuff." And he's like, "No, just drop dead." He says. And she's like,
"Yeah."
And then, and then she goes through the whole thing. "You know, in high school right now, I'm on hard mode. By the time I get to college, I'm going to be on nightmare mode. Why didn't I just skip to the end?" And around her, the whole scenery is just spreading out in blackness.
He's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that."
She's not wrong. College and like workforce is actually this is too relatable to me. It's anyway. So she's like,
I recognized the voice actor for her though.
Yeah,
when she was doing that, I have to look it up.
It's pretty good. She's like, I can't talk to people anymore, so I need to get back into having conversations with people. So I figure, okay, maybe I could talk to you for like an hour a day until I get a boyfriend, and then maybe that way I won't kill myself and you won't be to blame.
So you're giving me a life sentence?
No, it'll probably be just a month. Wow, she's really optimistic for some reason. So yeah, that's apparently the plan going forward. Cut to the next day, and she's going home from school again, and she's still unable to talk to people. But when she passes by the teacher, she sees him, and she's like, "Bye." And classes that as fucking having a conversation with someone. It's like, yay, progress.
Baby steps.
Yeah. Headpats. Must give headpats. So.
And then we have a small montage of her celebrating by getting something sweet.
Mm-hmm. And kind of having a conversation with the cashier. Kind of.
Yeah, You know,
Baby steps.
this was
I
actually
talked to a
something that-
handsome guy.
This was actually something that strained my disbelief a bit. I mean, you could make the argument that they're in the service industry and it's just part of the job, but nobody seems to acknowledge how very, very socially awkward she is.
No, that's Japanese service industry politeness. You do not mention anything. If they're having a problem, you just let them work it out and just
Yeah,
go with it.
it's
You
very
don't-
much stay in your own lane, do your job,
Yep.
kind of thing.
Fair enough.
So
I mean, it was just seeming like they didn't even notice anything wrong.
yeah, not allowed to. You do your job, you smile at all of the customers, and you keep a super friendly expression on your face, and stay in this tone of voice as much as you possibly fucking can, because that is your job. Okay? Cool.
Okay.
Thanks for shopping with us. Just to be clear, I might actually have to kill myself if I ever got a job like that in Japan. So, you hear my normal speaking voice. I hate everything.
I'm with you.
So
I actually had a service job. Imagine all that
yeah,
shit.
but you had a service job in America, and they don't give a fuck. So
Yeah, there was that.
yeah,
And I was electronics, so I doubly didn't give a fuck. So
most you had to do was say "Have a nice day," and you did not have to mean it. So
yeah, basically.
yeah.
So happy by the fact that she talked to a hot guy.
Credit, yes, true, accurate.
Yeah.
Even
Keep
if
this
it was
gravy train rolling.
I'm gonna stop
contractually
somewhere
obligated
else.
to talk to her, it's still a win.
Listen. Being technically correct is the best kind of correct.
So
So,
it
Yeah.
technically talking to someone is the best kind of conversation.
So
Yes,
she's
they gotta
looking
talk.
around at another place to stop on the way home. There's this boutique, this Cafe Ange.
Keep this gravy train rolling.
Hmm.
Having a good day.
Cafe Ange makes me think whether that's another reference to Cross Ange. Might be. Don't know.
Oh,
She goes and stops at a bookstore, reads like 20 books, then
Yep.
goes to my favorite fantasy place, McDonald's.
Yeah, that's in a lot of things. I don't know why that cottoned on, but sure.
because McDonald's is big in Japan, bro. But they can't say that.
Yeah. Also, that was a thing for like a day. In...
Yeah, when McDonald's turns its M upside down.
Yeah, they actually. Anyway. Yeah. Bit tangential.
And in the scene with McDonald's, she timidly buys a hamburger, just the burger, and tries to order water with it, and then the cashier
Sorry, I
asks
didn't
her,
catch that.
"Pardon?
She says, "I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Pardon." Say,
Never mind.
It's okay.
And
Yeah.
so she just sits down with her burger and takes a bite, and then, she basically reacts, "Wow, this is the best thing ever."
Oh, fast food is awesome! No wonder people keep going to places like this.
Her reaction is, I thought these things were for kids and idiots.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It's nice that I've already got such a lock on her character that I know it wouldn't really be her if she wasn't judgmental of something. So, yeah. She's super into the burger, though. So, yeah. McDonald's burgers are pretty okay.
And
But then-
the
Tragedy strikes.
Not really, but
Suspense strikes.
not really, but
they like so a group of 8 friends from her high school are like, hey, let's all like get these tables, and you get the overhead view.
Yeah, full
It's like-
mapping out of the scenario.
Full Metal Gear, gotta sneak by them.
Not really, but
Yeah, no. Don't let them catch you being
Yeah.
in McDonald's eating alone.
Literally that. It's just, no matter what route she takes, she can't get out without them noticing her. And if they notice her, they're going to notice her from her class. And then they're going to talk about how shitty she is for going to a fast food place on her own and how pathetic she is. And she can't have that. But
Not really.
But if she stays there, then if one of them goes to the bathroom, then they're gonna notice her. And if they notice her, they're gonna realize that she's in a fast food place on her own and realize how pathetic that is, and they're gonna all laugh at her.
You see, this character, she is self-aware enough to know that she's not cool, but she's also not self-aware enough to not understand that she is not the center of the universe.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not gonna lie, these are actual thoughts and scenarios that I may have had on occasion. So
she goes full ugly disguise in the bathroom to sneak out.
Guys, I think I found my spirit animal.
should you change your avatar?
I could.
She's a lot of people's spirit animal. Yeah.
So she's doing her duck face thing as she leaves, and the high school kids are like, okay, not really paying attention.
One guy's like, I thought she had our uniform on. I didn't recognize her, though.
Yeah, I don't care. And then she's going down the stairs, and little bro's there with his friends. Oh.
Just
Yeah, just walk on by. Is his response is just not pay attention, pretend like you don't know her. 'Cause yeah.
like, what an ugly girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ugly as sin is the exact way that they say it.
Mm.
And that just hurts.
Well, she was in her ugly disguise, so...
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I acknowledge that, but just seeing her brought down like that, nah.
That's bad. And her brother just finds her alone in a park on a swing.
Yeah.
With a bit of a scowl on his face, he said, "Let's just go straight home." And she says, "Okay." And that's the end of the episode.
Yeah. So, I mean, in fairness, it was established that that whole disguise was grotesque, but yeah, it's still, yeah.
Getting called ugly for someone in her position especially, I mean, in general, that kind of hurts. But, like, ugh.
Yeah, that should make me sad.
Yeah. I gotta say though, just about everything that describes this show that I've seen has described it as cringe comedy. I don't really see it, to be honest.
I see some comedy and I see some cringiness. Yeah, I can see it, honestly.
The cringe is as you get more and more in, the cringe is, oh man, this is too real. No,
Yeah.
stop. This is too real. Stop, please.
That's where it comes from.
That's where it comes in.
All
And
that
that's
stuff,
what makes
all that stuff about her that you were relating to, that's where the cringe comes from.
That's where it's gonna be like, this is hard to watch kind of thing.
Hmm.
That's a me thing that just happened there. And the more of the stuff that she does that you can relate to, the more you'll cringe.
Hmm.
That being said, it's a good show.
Oh God, is it? It's so good.
Yes, it's a very good show. Not sure it's my type of show, even protagonist. I'm not really that into normal slice of life stories to begin with. I prefer my stories to have a bit of a supernatural element, but that's just me.
Also, being the part where I don't really see a whole lot of happy endings at the end of these episodes coming.
Yeah.
So that might not be a thing also.
Happy endings are a must for me in most cases.
Well, there was one happy ending in the show.
We're not
Well,
talking about I thought we were talking
There
about
will.
It was even a
it's not-
massage. I don't know about you guys, but that.
It's not going to be all sad or anything, but it's going to do its best to be real, and that's kind of it's good writing that it can accomplish that, like, feeling in your chest of, oh gosh, but that's kind of where it goes. And there will be, like, it's not like she's going to be friendless or anything forever. She will eventually start to make some friends and get some friends back and whatnot, but I personally think that slice of life can be done very well if you have a sort of a character and a goal with what they're trying to do.
Yeah, slice of life works when you have like most of the other stuff we've watched that was slice of life was boring as doom because it's like too cutesy and too I don't know.
Yeah, it's hey, let's all look at these fun characters and relax.
This is like, hey, this shit happens to people. Don't you
Yeah.
feel this kind of?
It's very like the goal of I want to be popular and I want to fall in love are the main things behind this. Don't expect those to be necessarily resolved in the 12 episodes this season has. But at the same time, there will be steps made to improve her situation, I guess.
I may
Is that-
have Googled Watamote HEADPATS.
Of course you did. Is that your avatar now?
No. I just wanted to find... Because I needed to see it happen.
Do you feel better?
A little bit. I really like this show. I think everyone should watch this show.
Yeah, I do agree. It's not. I mean, I'm probably not going to watch anymore, but if I had to, I certainly.
So at least the first episode. Everyone should watch at least the first episode.
Yes.
It's required viewing.
Yeah, it is now another tab of things that I need to watch on my browser, which I have like 10 of at this point. Oh, yeah. So that's a thing I'm going to watch in its entirety at some point. Because it's too good not to. It's another one of those. We don't get many of those, but it's another one of those.
All right.
Let's grab a new anime.
Yeah.
Patient updated the list, by the way. Thanks, Patient. Cool.
My pleasure. Since there's no more Q, it's 1 in 26 now, Kenji.
Yeah, got it. God, you dodged a bullet.
It was special.
All right, that's a word for it. All right, 16.
16. That's still P.
Yeah.
P.
P.
All right.
Yeah, what do you say we resurrect Q just for one day, just so, because one of us didn't see Queen's Blade, so.
Ha 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 ha. No. 56.
How many, sorry?
56.
56. All right, out of 56 we get 21.
21. All right, let's take a look. Roll again. That's piano.
Gotcha.
We done that
All right.
one?
Yeah.
So knock it down to 55.
No, just take it at 56.
Okie doke. Yeah, we had done piano. 14.
14.
Piano was really boring.
I don't even remember this. Okay.
It was forgettable, and not very
Clearly.
good. On the other hand, Pet Shop of Horrors.
Oh gosh.
Uh-huh.
Is this an anime version of fucking Little Shop of Horrors? Because I would totally be down for that.
Let's find out.
I need to hear Japanese Audrey 2 going, "Feed me, Seymour!"
It'll be in English.
What is this? What is this called?
Pet Shop of Horrors.
Horrors.
Okay, Pet Shop of Horrors.
There are only 4 episodes. Are these full length or is
Yeah,
so much-
go find out if they're full length, and then I can read the summary.
I'm checking. Hold on one moment.
Oh no, wait! It's 22 minutes per episode. All right. So, synopsis. Count D, a quite interesting pet shop owner from an area called Chinatown, sells rare and hard to come by pets to people longing for something special. With each sale comes a contract. If the rules of the contract are followed, everything goes fine. But if someone should break the rules of the contract, the pet shop cannot be held responsible for anything unfortunate that might happen. Leon Orcott, a homicide detective, has linked many and unexplainable deaths together. They all were customers of Count D's pet shop, and he intends to find out why.
Okay, so if this image on the front is Count D, the guy holding the green heroin, heterochromia?
Yeah.
Different colored eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. So many odd and unexplainable deaths together. This doesn't sound bad.
No, it sounds curious, I'll say.
It's
that's
an
interesting.
anthology horror series. Like, it's, what do you expect? It's hey, let's try and do something. Ooh, bunch of scary stories. Twilight Zone thing. So
Twilight Zone is good.
yeah, we'll just have to see how the first episode really executes it.
The last one of those that we did was actually pretty good. That was the one that was based on a bunch of novels.
Yeah, a bunch of novels.
Yeah.
Well, it's Pet Shop of Horrors then. This doesn't even warrant even considering a veto.
Nope. I think Ken's the only one that's still got one, to be honest.
Yeah.
I still have mine.
Do you? Okay. So yeah, watched a good show. Might have another good one next week. That'd be cool. So
What?
yeah, Pet Shop of Horrors is the thing we're watching next week. So thanks for listening. Bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.